Whether you're a new or experienced investor, when you view the Bourse Report, CNC3, covering your world.
Name something you know exists even if you can't see it.
Ghost.
Ghost.
Good answer, Mom.
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Family Feud. Wrong answers and non-stop laughs. Join the madness on Family Feud. Weekdays at 5:30 p.m. only on CNC3.
The Morning Brew is brought to you by Omega XL. Live long, stay strong.
Well, good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. It is the day after the greatest show on earth, Carnival in Trinidad and Tobago. And today, Ash Wednesday, I can safely tell you with no fear of contradiction, all I had like that, but the show must go on. There is lots to unpack this morning. We, of course, do our full recap of the Carnival, and still kind of too close to call as to what the road march is going to be. We will find out later on for sure. Some serious conversations inside the program. I'll get into some discussions regarding that in a few, and for sure we will give some of the significance of Ash Wednesday, because today is indeed a most important day and starts what is going to be another truly amazing cycle as we get ready for Easter. But as we bask in the afterglow, we bask in the joy that was Carnival 2026. I'm happy that all is well. We are safe. We've been able to go through another cycle, without any major incident. And I must say commendations to Commissioner Guevara and his truly amazing and professional team for keeping the country safe, to those in the fire service, those who work with the ambulance, all the essential workers who went out, our friends at the airport, immigration, customs, people who really did not get the opportunity to unwind and, well, unwind, right? We thank you. Probably next year I could get the time off and jump out. I mean, sometimes, that's how it is, one in, one out. But nonetheless, we have a show to get ready for. Let's get the ball rolling. It is time for your Morning Brew on today, Ash Wednesday. See you soon. Running in barely, running in barely this morning. Oh, listen to me. Let me take my pass and put it away. Here is where I was actually hoping I could get a little song to run into, but I guess it's Ash Wednesday and it's keeping with that particular tradition. I know back in the day my mom would say that come Ash Wednesday you could not hear a calypso on the radio. Gone are those days obviously, but I guess when it comes to the show itself, it's back to business as usual. Back to our conversations. We've been having our conversations even during the Carnival. So it's just, that particular momentum as we reminisce and really reflect on the season that was. Jason Williams signing on. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to all and sundry, our friends from far and wide, still here for a couple of days before they head back to the US, to Canada, to Europe, to Asia. I tell you, I've met people from Korea. Well, not North, South Korea. I doubt the North Koreans will get a chance to. I mean, they could come to the Carnival. I don't know if the Supreme Leaders see them bubbling if they could get back in. But for our friends in the South, they had themselves a time. Angie and her team from Japan. I met folks from Martinique. Of course, our friends from Guyana. Grenada, always part of the festivities. What other interesting place over there? There were some folks I saw from Ghana in the mix in one of the breakfast parties on Sunday. That was Shades. Oh, a time was had by all. Whether you were part of the all-inclusive experience, the breakfast party experience, the picnic experience, those who went out on Saturday, kudos to Shane Baird and Chandler and those amazing guys for putting on, to me, one of the premier events inside the Carnival. Of course, Hyatt Lime was a movie. I was there when all the action took place, and well, trust me, I was there. I saw it. I saw everything play out ball by ball. What a night. But nonetheless, we came, we saw, we conquered. We are here. I'm here. You are still in one piece. And interestingly, before I head to the front page, when we consider all those that come into the carnival, I was dropping some friends back to the airport on, I believe this would have been Tuesday morning. I think it would have been Tuesday morning. And Piaco International Airport, I beg anyone to go check for yourself. If you see cars in the airport, people parked all across from the car park in the area that's designated for some major infrastructural development, that major parts where it have just razor grass right now, people all down inside that road. So the amount of people that come in terms of the thousands, there are many who also leave the shores to escape the carnival. So it's something for everyone. As we, of course, again, say goodbye to the season that was. Commendations, applause, hats off. What a show. Back to business. Let's see what's on the front page of The Guardian on this Ash Wednesday. Marshall voice in tight race. Road match battle goes down to the wire. We will find out later what's happening. Of course, that's a picture there of Christina James. She is part of the A-Team band alongside Zan. Really amazing songstress. Also former beauty queen. She's had herself a great season. She was playing apparently in Ronnie and Caro. I'm looking at some masqueraders here also with Bliss. Oh my goodness, Bliss. Oh my goodness, Bliss. Thank you. I was part of Tribe's band for years, from the very start. This was my first year, switching up a little bit and jumping with Bliss. Oh, and Bliss is blissful. Oh, Bliss was amazing. I had a time. It was tremendous. I'll probably sense, oh, look, let me just rock back and take in some of the action here. Of course, you know, masqueraders in their full flow, everyone having a time, and you know, there was something for everyone. You know, the traditional mass, the individual presentations, the folks who jump up with their friends, the kiddies had a time last Saturday. Oh boy. We really come alive, huh? We show our creative genius. We are able to reinvent ourselves every year. You know, it's really about finding interesting ways to do the exact same thing, just to, you know, to jump, to free up. This is our creative expression at its peak, and a time was had by all. Let's head to the back page, some more carnival action. I mean, let me tell you, The Guardian today, it is, I mean, what a copy. Lots of pictures dedicated to the carnival experience. Of course, the two men of the moment, Aaron Voice, St. Louis, and of course, the soca pinnacle, the king, the soca benchmark, as I say, Marshall Montano. Saw him yesterday, sent some love his way. I mean, he is a national treasure. There are people who always go into a kind of back and forth argument with Marshall, but his role is beyond measure. What he has done for this art form, what he has done for the genre, he is, I mean, when you talk about moving the needle, that man, Marshall Montano, he's been able to move the needle. So much of what we benefit from today in terms of price point, in terms of how the backstage looks, some of the requests the artists are able to now send to promoters. He was the man to really, you know, kick open that door. I remember the days when you had to change in an old white tent with a hard chair, and there were no drinks provided for performers backstage. Marshall and many others, but more so Marshall would have been one to change that particular conversation. So, you know, whoever wins, I say congratulations, but I think it's important to keep the competition alive, keep that conversation. It gives the carnival and especially the songs relevance. It creates that debate, it creates that excitement, and it's part of the cultural fabric that is carnival in Trinidad and Tobago. Let's head to the brief on this Ash Wednesday morning. Yes, indeed. Is that Mickey and Minnie? What I see in here? Mickey and Minnie Mouse in the middle of the carnival? Well, no, they were actually, well, moving around there for the carnival last Saturday, Valentine's Day. Well, I tell you, something for everybody. Even Mickey and Minnie come down from Orlando. You could imagine. Look now. You see, look now, Mickey. No, sorry, not Mickey. Minnie's eyelashes on fleek, you know. Ladies, what's up with this sort of big eyelashes? Is like awnings. Bring me in for a moment. Bring me in. I mean, I know it's carnival and all, but I'm seeing some eyelashes, all eyelashes. Eyelashes just, if rainfall, it's not even going to wet your face. Some of them are extreme. Extreme, extreme. It's like awnings. But you know what, ladies? You know what? Do your thing. It's yours. You pay for it. You look good. Have a time. Have a time. Anything else? Well, I mean, listen. What could we even say in terms of the Carnival feature page? We had the pull-out, yes. This is the pull-out here. Only pictures galore. So get the Guardian, see if you make the papers this morning. Because I'm watching through, you're seeing all the different bands. You're seeing Spirit in the mix here, Yuma, Ronnie and Caro, Tribe, right? Even some action from the South. Oh gosh, look at the excitement. Let me see if I make out anybody. Yeah, making out some familiar faces here. And of course, some action from the Merry Monarch in terms of the Calypso. Congratulations to Terry Lyons, our Calypso Monarch for 2026. Yes, I'm sure we will get a touch base with Terry Nikisha soon. You know, that's our girl. So let's play some from Terry. What a performance. Move out the way. Let me pass. A song dedicated to Trinidad and Tobago. A prayer, really, in song. Her performance was one that you knew she was going to win. It was a stellar performance, standing ovation, a matter of fact. She won herself $1 million on a brand new car. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. That is performance. And Terry, oh my goodness, so happy for Terry. So happy for Terry. A matter of fact, all the competitors really brought the A game. Obviously, there was a most unfortunate scenario where, while a performance was going on, well, they say it was a technical problem, but as the man had to pepper the administration, I find that to be a rather strange coincidence, and I really don't believe in coincidences, so I don't know. I'll have to call some of my colleagues, you know, across there to find out what went on, because it didn't look good. Because I was watching it on YouTube, and I thought something was wrong with the feed, and I started to go back and forth, and I realized, well, like technical issues, yeah, no audio. Go figure. Let me tell you, as they always say, Carnival is bacchanal. There's never Carnival without some kind of controversy. So, you know, just one of the probably low moments in what was a rather successful moment. If you really compare the high moments to the low moments, more high moments, more great moments, more memorable and stellar moments compared to some of the shambles who want to climb stage and talk, who want to cut mic. I mean, go figure, right? Hey, listen, it's Carnival, yes? It is Carnival. But you know what? The dust is settled. It's come to an end now. It's back to the regular scheduled program, and let the country now just get back to production. Not saying we were not productive during the season, but I think it's really that break people get at the start of the year, and then they're able to say, take that collective breath, and we go full speed ahead. My friends, welcome again. Sit back, relax. It's your morning brew on this Ash Wednesday. I'm here, extremely tired, on fumes, but it's a commitment. It's a commitment, it's a labor of love, and it's one I thoroughly enjoy. I don't miss a beat when it comes to sitting and having that conversation with you, TNT, and of course to the wider world. Obviously, what I could say in terms of the next Carnival, I'm thinking here, after Trinidad, Jamaica is actually up next. Jamaica is going to get themselves ready in April, so that should be a stellar, very amazing experience. Very early in April this time around. Then there's Vincimas around the corner. St. Lucia will do their carnival soon. You have the Cayman Islands, and then you start going into the summer carnivals. Your Grenada, your Antigua, your Barbados. You head up north to Toronto, Caribana. There is, of course, the Labor Day. There's carnival now in Europe, carnival in Japan, and that's the beautiful thing. Every carnival around the world, it's really derived, and it's a blueprint from what we in Trinidad and Tobago would have established so many eons ago. So it's something to really be proud of. I know there are many who do not participate, whatever is their reason, but for those who do, when you take part, you understand it, you feel it, and it's something truly special that we've been able to create. And we've been able to spread and share it to the world. So we must give ourselves a pat on the shoulder. Let's get ready for the pause. We come back It's Ash Wednesday. See you soon.
We are your one-stop, most convenient, most helpful, most caring community pharmacy. Our pharmaceutical services include dispensing medicines, repeat dispensing, clinical governance, but we also have a fully stocked convenience store featuring our refreshment aisle, grocery lane, personal care products, toys, pet supplies. We are most conveniently located out of the traffic, just 2 minutes off the highway in Heartland Plaza, in Deba Chaguanas. Contact us on 220-8705 or 470-5938 and visit us soon. Gaming Express Limited is a premium importer and retailer of the highest quality brand name electronics. We stock the widest range of PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Samsung, and Apple devices and accessories. Visit us at Shop 52, Level 2, Gulf City Mall in San Fernando, or contact us by phone or WhatsApp message at 687-7480 or 301-9797 or 798-1280. Like our Facebook and Instagram pages for updates on products and services.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Period nights don't have to look like this. Move less, wake up to change. So change for a real night's sleep with Always Overnight. Its 3 times protection system absorbs, locks the fluid, and keeps it away from your skin. For protected nights without leaks. Always.
Recession have you down? Don't lose hope. Head on down to Tire Clinic for the recession deals. That should big savings with our road hazard warranty on Dunlop, Sumitomo, and Falcon tires. Available at Tire Clinic, Cuba, Chaguanas, and Pleasance Park. Tire Clinic, a tire for every need. Call 636-8973 or 636-2958.
Welcome back. Let's get into some early conversations. And this is with you, I would say. Let's treat with our open forum a chance for you to touch base. 624-8721, 627-8658. Congratulations to Exodus, your Panorama champions of 2026. Did not get a chance to mention in my opening the splendor that is our national instrument, the majesty of the pan, very integral, and to all these sides that still make their way on the road to play the music that we enjoy so we could chip. Yes, yes, much love, sincere thanks. You know, every time I see masqueraders, and as much as we are, you know, filled with that youthful exuberance, we are, you know, in prime, you're back full, you're playing a mass, ladies, your body hot, the men, you know, men go in gym and they're sharp. There is that moment where as you get older and if you still want to participate, I think the ultimate stop, or at least towards the end of your mass experience, is the sailor mass. And every time I see a sailor band, I always enjoy just seeing them having a time, tripping down the road in the white with the powder. And yeah, you know, so there is something for everyone. Everyone, you know, for the young at heart, the children who want to play the individual costume. Look, Juve. Oh my goodness. You know, I missed Juve this year. I didn't go Juve. I couldn't do Juve into Monday and then Tuesday. You know, sometimes you have to know your limitations. And don't get me wrong, I love Juve. Juve to me is one of my favorite parts and aspects of the carnival. But I couldn't do the Juve and then jump out Monday. And then, of course, Tuesday, and knowing I had to go to the airport to drop some friends off on Tuesday morning. I won't lie, I functioned this carnival on minimum sleep, you know. Like, I didn't even know how I pushed through, but it's really that passion. I guess you make up your mind. And many of us do it. You know, there are many of us, people who do their 8 to 4, their 9 to 5, who have their shift work, and they go sometimes from a party, go home, take a quick power hour, and they head out. and I guess you just do it once a year, you know, you want to be part of it. But as you get a bit older, you're a little more strategic, you're a little more measured, and you kind of really handpick. And I think that's what I did this year. I was not in everything. I was very strategic and very focused as to what I was going to do and how I was going to treat with it. I even had a chance to run through on the Epic Carnival cruise that's now on its way to Tobago, probably docking as we speak. That cruise ship experience too was also tremendous, and I hope the powers that be, they're able to offer not only assistance but partner with the organizers of that particular cruise ship initiative. You see, there are no more beds for the heads. As we mentioned last week inside the Business Guardian, Hyatt capacity, Hilton at capacity, Bricks capacity, K-Park. Every single hotel in the city and Airbnb was at capacity. So what can we do? You extend it now to the cruise ships, and if Epic is bringing one and that is successful, why not bring 2, 3, more Forex, more foreigners, more to spread around for the taxi men, for the people who sell food. This is a win-win, and I don't understand and I cannot comprehend how assistance was not, I won't say not forthcoming, probably it is, but it could come in a much bigger and I would say more strategic way to partner with those folks who are doing that particular cruise, because people coming from far and wide, and they come, they dock, they come out, they have themselves a time, and they're able to spread the word of the Carnival experience in Trinidad and Tobago. So there is something for everyone, and again, it's just to ensure that we build on it. We build on it, and obviously we just try to put whatever is in place to make it as easy as possible for those who throw the events, for the players of the instruments, for those who climb the stage and sing, for those who build the stage. It's a whole trickle-down effect, and it's an ecosystem that keeps so many families afloat, keeps food on the table, keeps the light on. This thing called Carnival, whether you like it or not, that's the reality. It is big business, and we need to do all that we can to ensure we help it along. That's all I would ever ask for. Let's hear from St. James. Good morning, St. James.
Hey, JW.
My brother, welcome. Welcome, man. Hey, we passed through St. James last night, you know, bless. Oh, what a time. What a time. Yeah, man.
Nice. I'm happy to hear that, man. Happy. I wanna completely support your opening statement about you know, the different units playing their part into ensuring that we had a safe and enjoyable carnival. That's definitely a positive moment for the culture, the art form, and even connecting it back to some of the conversations you would have had last week about with Professor Hussein and others about you know, the economy and expanding into tourism. You know, it's positive to have that. So just a brief contribution from me. I'm happy that, you know, the season was enjoyable, and as you said, there was something for everyone to enjoy in their own way. That's nice, and I mean, as we progress throughout the year now, I'm hoping that we could continue the positive developments we have had. You know, of course, with the national security aspect, of course, being a foundation for us going forward, but also, you know, incremental developments in economic progression, et cetera, So keep up the great work, my brother, you're doing on the platform, and all the best to us as a country.
All the best to you, St. James. You know, it's really what we present to the world. It's something truly magical. You know, just imagine there are people who take not only 2, sometimes 3 flights to get here. People are told you from South Korea. You know what South Korea is? The next side of the world. How would a South Korean hear about the carnival and decided to take a trip to be here? And they're here physically, they're spending, they're partaking, they're going to the events. And what they're going to do when they go back to South Korea, they're going to tell their friends and family, and they will have more people coming next year. So we can't play with the product. We must put every measure in place to make sure there is ease of doing business for the promoters, for the people who are involved, because you don't want to frustrate them and make them pack up and not be part of it anymore. We set the tone, we set the template, we set the standard, and the rest of the world follows. That is the reality of the moment. Who's out there? Good morning. Welcome, Belmont. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Belmont. Welcome.
Yes, good morning. Pleasant morning. Happy Lent.
Yes.
Listen to this. It was really, I was 62 years on Carnival Monday.
Congratulations.
And I felt so safe walking from Belmont to St. James. So much police. I had to tell all the groups, I have never seen so much police. And I wasn't part of the carnival thing. I went to get medication. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Kudos.
Yes, well done, Belmont. Kudos indeed. And I would have, yes, and happy belated birthday to our friend in Belmont. Yes, you know, we give credit where credit is due. I must say, Commissioner Guevara and his team are very visible. I was in Picnic on Saturday, and he was there physically in the party with his team in uniform, again, understanding that that presence is of paramount importance, and also, too, I would imagine, learning from commissioners of the past who people always use as a particular benchmark, because part of it, too, is optics. You need to be out there, you need to be seeing boots on the ground. You can't just be in an air-conditioned office. So I think Commissioner Guevara, despite all that's been swirling around him, understands the importance of that particular presence. And I must say, he was able to corral all his officers to come out. And that's why I said to them, a sincere thanks, because I know that can't be easy. Many of them will prefer to be in the band playing a mass, but they're working, essential workers, they're out and about, and we salute you this morning. We thank you for that sacrifice, and we thank you for keeping us safe in what was a really successful Carnival 2026. Feel free, touch base. You know, we're going to open up the lines a little bit, give you a chance to express yourself. Who you feel at the road march? Who you feel? You think it's woman and rum and, you know, or you think Marshall with the encore? I think those two are definitely in the conversation. We cannot forget that Bungie put his hat in the ring. He put his hat in the ring last Friday, and I can safely tell you, I heard Bungie a couple times well. Some good spins for Bungie on the road, and people were having a time. I mean, after all, it's Bungie. Another one of the, I would say, national treasures. Somebody who's been doing the music since, I would say, 1999, to still be relevant, to still be in the mix all these years after, is testament to his creative genius, him being a lyricist, being able to move with the times. Bungie bad, he bad. Bungie is tremendous, and I mean, I'm happy. He's back in the competition, Bungie. Why pull yourself out? This is like our Grammy. This is our highest commendation, really, when it comes to the Carnival experience, especially for those who sing the songs. Every road march from the time King Radio would have won back in the 1930s to present day, it is in the Road March archives, it's in the Hall of Fame, it's something that cannot be removed, and it's a reminder for those who look at the Carnival 100 years from now, 200 years from now. It reminds them that you existed. You existed in the Carnival, your song was the song of the season, and your name and your music will live on. So to exclude yourself, for whatever reason, I don't find it makes sense, and I'm happy Bungie was able to change his mind. And he could do that. I know people were saying, oh, you changed your mind. And listen, people change their mind all the time. At the start of the season, he wasn't feeling the competition. Towards the end, he said, you know what? Let me swing and put myself in the hat, put my hat in the ring, and he did so, and you never know. All this talk we talk about Marshall and Voice. Next thing, Bungie run up the middle and win. Oh, my goodness. You never know. You never know. We'll find out later when Tuco releases the results. Ms. Diego Martin, good morning.
Good morning, JW.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hope you had a safe carnival.
Yes, I did. I must say.
Right.
It was tiring, but you know, it was mostly and importantly safe.
Okay. I want to congratulate Terry Lyons.
Yes.
On her winning of the Calypso Monarch.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I'm sorry about, she was not able to compete among the others who we had up there in the first five, Devon Seals, Mr. Shack, and Queen Victoria. And somebody else. I would have liked her because to prove you are great, you must be able to compete against, it comes like, remember, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali. You must be able to compete among them. That competition was so watered down. So, oh my God. But, Terry, congratulations once again. Well done. The road march, as far as I'm seeing it, it is between Marshall Montano and Voice.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bungie could run third. From what I judged, I look at the result. I make my judgment from the children's carnival.
Oh, yes.
And on Saturday, there, when I took my grandsons on Frederick Street, you saw how they're singing along. I don't understand. Bungie's tune is so. I don't understand what he's saying. and the people, when you look at the masqueraders, they want something to sing. I can't behave myself and encore. But I don't know. So may the best man win between Marshall and Voice.
All right.
You have a blessed day.
Olibas Digo, always a pleasure to hear from our friend there from Digo Martin. I believe we have one more on the line. Is it San Fernando, I believe? Good morning.
Hello.
Hi, San Fernando. Good morning.
Good morning, JW. How are you doing?
All is well. Welcome.
I think congratulations to all winners. I think we had another successful year, 2026. I think people just came out, had a good time. Congratulations to Terry Lyons.
Yes.
The thing about it, JW, is after the carnival, why can't we just take this product that we have and have it throughout different parts? Steel pan was Panama. The pan was excellent, was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
We need to have the Soca Monarch back. What do you think? How can we capture this product that we have have it throughout different parts of the year?
Well, in all fairness, I know Pantramigo, they do lots of different activations. There's Pan on the Avenue, and that is well subscribed. But I understand you're looking at a bigger picture. We could probably do something in, let's say, South. There's Borough in Point Fortin. That's a big one. I think it's something where it's, as I said this morning, Kola, and I'm so happy that you're able to understand the big picture. We need to find ways to make it just spread it out to make sure that it's a ecosystem. It's not just a yearly something, we can spread it out.
Look at the flavor village. We can have that every quarter.
Well, I heard they're going to keep it. Honestly, I heard from reliable sources. I heard it was such a success, such a smash hit. I think they're going to keep some aspect of the flavor village throughout the year. At least that's what I've heard. It's left to be seen.
And we have so much, calypsos. Why can't we have different competitions throughout the year? Because some songs we don't even hear, they're gone. And it's every year we lose songs like that. And we need to have the culture going throughout the year. I know we see it coming out of Carnival and we will forget it next week, Wednesday. But it's something that the powers that be and people like yourself can push these things on the media so that we can keep it alive, And only then we can evolve as a culture and accept the culture, how we have it. Every Trini loves Carnival, every Trini. So, good show. Keep it up.
Thank you so much, San Fernando. Well, with that being said, I think we'll take a pause. I want to thank every caller for checking in. We continue with our conversations, and we get into that most important dialogue concerning culture versus the commercial aspect. Branding traditional carnival. President Victor, he joins me next.
Every day brings moments that matter. A laugh with friends, a walk outdoors, time with the family. With Acten's gender-specific underwear, you don't have to go back. Specifically designed for men and women, Acten's provides a comfortable fit, ultimate absorbency you can rely on, and breathable comfort that helps you feel fresh all day. Feel secure, feel confident, feel free to live life your way. Find your freedom with Acten's gender-specific underwear.
Mom, Dad, this is Trevor.
Hi. He's no Kieran.
Back up.
Fling? That's why he crossed the road.
It was funny when Kieran said it.
Oh, who could that be?
We're like the parents who don't miss your ex.
I can't believe Kieran is in the neighborhood.
CG United. Good like that.
When carnival starts and quality start to matter, everybody know where they head. Food basket marketplace, fresh meat, right produce, everything looking right. The whole store full of carnival colors bright. Wholesale retail, we serving you clean with quality products and the best prices you see. Everything from Arima straight down to Goldview, Champs and Jaguar. We waiting for you. Where quality meets the right price for carnival too. Come once, come twice, see why people coming back. Family friendly service, shopping made easy with prices that make sense this carnival. Food basket marketplace, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right. This carnival time.
Well, my good friend Victor, he joins me on the Zoom line. He's the president of the Artists Coalition of TNT. A man who, when he speaks on culture, you sit back, you listen, you take notes. Your perspective is a very deep one. And I know a time was hard by all. I could see on your face, you're all smiles. You know, we had a time, but it's important for us to unpack the carnival, you know, to do that post-mortem, to see are we shifting the needle in the right direction when we consider what carnival is supposed to represent and what it is at this current point in time. What's your take? What's your grade on the carnival 2026 from start to finish?
I know we want to talk about the distinction between the cultural aspect of carnival and the commercial aspect of carnival. And first, I have to say that the distinction between those two things is a false one. We act as if the cultural aspect of carnival is not commercial. It is, I keep saying, there's one Brazil carnival, one New Orleans carnival, one Venice carnival. There are 300 plus Trinidad style carnivals worldwide. They earn over $15 billion annually. The two largest street festivals in the Western world are Trinidad style carnivals, London, Notting Hill, Brooklyn, Labor Day, with over 4 million people at the heights on the streets at those two respective festivals. That is the most successful, Trinidad Carnival is the most successful export that TNT has ever created. The roots classes, the working class, black and brown people created that. The cultural aspect of Carnival created that through blood, sweat, intellectual acumen, investment, and enterprise and entrepreneurship. The elites and public sector and private sector, elites, the commercial aspect of the carnival had absolutely nothing to do with the rise and impact and the footprint of the 300 style global carnivals. They have came and met that majestic industry in place, those markets in place. And now selfishly, they are taking advantage of it whilst marginalizing the same people, black, brown, working class people, and cultural aspects of the festival that built it. So, you know, to hear business class people, business leaders, political leaders now talk about the cultural aspect of Carnival as if it is a basket case that needs a handout or is an old-fashioned thing that is being evolved past, it's not only disingenuous, but it's disrespectful and it's insulting. The roots classes, the working classes, black and brown people built the 300 style global carnivals. that a whole series of Johnny Come Lately, Never See Come See players have now entered and are reaping the rewards. What we have to talk about is what are the economic enablers that need to be put in place so that the cultural aspect of the roots classes can now evolve the carnival to the next level and now be able to join in as equal participants in something that they've been frozen out of because of the new modern feudal economies of the world. That's the big question that we need to ask.
What really makes the
carnival?
What do you think makes the carnival? Is it really the mass experience, or is it the build-up, the parties, and well, of course now it's more or less the all-inclusive model that more or less dominates the carnival space before we get to that Panorama, Saturday, Juve, into Monday and Tuesday? How could we, I guess is I think there's something for everyone, but what do you think really drives the carnival? Are people flying for what exactly you believe, based on your research?
The thing is that the beauty of the Trinidad and Tobago Carnival, that is just a million mutinies happening now. That's what made the Trinidad Carnival so phenomenal, and why there are 300 plus of us and one of everything else, is that it's a ritual-based event. Each one of the rituals at one point in time at their height meant something, and it had its own vibration, and those vibrations would multiply until it crescendoed on Monday and Tuesday. So everything from pan round the neck in the city, when 1 minute the city would be normal workaday Port of Spain, and the next minute would be a mass of black and brown bodies from East Port of Spain and from all over the island, and youth pan round the neck. Things just took over at 6 o'clock. And took over, and the whole of the city was resounding with steel. And that used to be the beginning of Carnival, when all of a sudden, in December or early January, the whole of the town became a moving, metallic sound. And then, each one of those things, stick fighting thing, the King and Queen of the bands, the Skinner Park, all of those things, Soca Monarch, prelims, Soca Monarch, semis, so all of those things meant something when the carnival was at its height. And because of those things, when all the small, medium, and large bands, when black and brown working class people weren't frozen out as consumers and as producers in the festival that they helped create, and when it used to take you 2 hours to move from Independence Square to Queen Street, which is one block in the 80s and before, because so many people, just tick, tick, tick with people, you can't move through people. And from Independence Square, all up Frederick, Henry, Charlotte Street, all into the Savannah, all into St. James, that's how you were navigating people. Now there's nobody, right? So it means that there are all kinds of aspects of the carnival that are dying, because the spectacle of carnival is dying, because the people who produce carnival and those kinds of things have been frozen out. And so the thing is, the most vital part of the carnival right now is the Mardi Gras, right? So you have the two currents in the carnival, the Cambole, the African traditions, the sacred and secular masquerade, the traditional masquerade, the imaginative mass, all of those traditions. And then you have the Mardi Gras, that's the Candoulet, and then the Mardi Gras, which is European things which are the elites and the grand ball tradition, and which are there with the kind of tribe and those kinds of pretty mass and those kinds of things. And that has been ascendancy. That has fought down the other aspect and that kind of stuff. But that is built on the one aspect of the Cambole, or the cultural aspect, that is still surviving, and that is the soca. It is the groovy and power soca that is driving the success of the Mardi Gras. And what are those things? Those are the actual only places where the roots, black and brown, working class people can still enter and still produce in the current economics of the carnival. And it is because of the new voices like Voice and Young Brother and Technical Telja and all those kind of things, working class black boys and that kind of stuff, and their ingenuity, which is what had driven all the other aspects of carnival where people have been now shut out from. It's their ingenuity that is building the economies of the tribes and the profit margins of Fernandez and Carib and all the food and beverage industries and all those other kinds of things. It is the roots class is still, through the music, the one place they're still allowed to enter because the price point of entry is relatively democratic and low enough, right? So it goes to show that if you were to allow back in the black and brown classes as producers and consumers into the thing, well, how vital the festival could be. So that's what I'm saying, is that there are all these other aspects of Carnival. There's one aspect that is surviving and that is thriving. And the illusion is that it has to do with the businesses, as businessmen, elites and stuff who have brilliant economic business sense and that kind of stuff. But it has nothing to do with that. It is being driven by the soca, which is the most vital part. And it is something that is working class, black and brown led.
Let me ask you, because as you mentioned, soca and the driving force, and I, alongside Blaze, we also would have been able to experience firsthand what it is to have a song that was able to move, to move the carnival and what came with that, with the touring and the opportunities it presented for myself and my brother Blaze. He could also speak, for hours on that. But when we speak about soca, we always have this, almost like this secret society, soca mafia, these entities that control it. What's your take on that particular argument? When you hear soca mafia, what's your definition of that? Does that even exist?
Yeah, it's real, right? So let's put that to rest. There is a soca mafia. It is controlled by certain stations, certain businessmen, certain interests and that kind of stuff. They have controlled playlists in multiple stations. They have controlled what's played in fets. They have controlled. They've done all kinds of things like that. Yeah, they've frozen out certain artists and that kind of stuff from performances and that kind of stuff because they thought that they competed with some of the people who they favored and those kinds of things. I mean, some of the people they favored are actual geniuses and that kind of stuff. I have nothing against, those things. But the thing is that they put their hand on the scale. And the thing is that those are the things that destroy the festival. So the thing is, let's talk about some of the things that are not working, that are not related to the economics, the feudalism economics, the 1%, economics of the world economy and the current Trinidad economy and the Mardi Gras economy of the carnival, to the other things that have corrupted the carnival and destroyed. So let's say the carnival, the reason why the carnival was successful during the period that it became successful from the 1880s to the 1980s, 100 years of success, right, in which the 300 global style carnivals was created. It was that the center of that was something called the African village, and where all the mass camps and the calypso tents and all those things were things. And the African village was a place where a lot of those things were built by communities, village communities and those kinds of things, right? Not in a factory floor. They were built by people coming together where for the price of food, the old talk, the lime, and the belief and the things that they were creating, they created some of the greatest bands, costumes, kings and queens, songs, calypso tents, soca tents, all the different kinds of things that we know and that we now live on. Their legacy was created by this thing. But by the 80s, when Reaganomics and the Thatcher economies and things took over, and those villages were decimated, and the unit that started to be able to create the things of carnival became a factory floor, right? Where the price of entry to enter in then became you had to have economic wealth outside of carnival to be able to enter as a producer in the carnival. That's when the elites started to take over the carnival. And one of the other things that was happening is that the judging of the carnival started to become corrupted by political interests and the bourgeois values of the judges. So you found that there used to be a massive divergence between the people's choice in Calypso Monarch, Band of the Year, King and Queens, and those kinds of things, and what the judges were deciding, right? All through the 80s and 90s until they banned people's choice, because it was so clear that the people were voting a completely different way than the judges, right? So the thing is, if we were to, like, let's say, all these rituals I'm talking about, Fighter of the Year, Band of the Year, Calypso Monarch and stuff, were things that were vital, that people, that moved hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people worldwide would be tuned in. You could be fundamentalist Christian or Hindu and Muslim. You still wanted to find out who in that Calypso Monarch because those songs meant something. Now, nobody could sing a winning Calypso Monarch for the last 30 years. But 200,000 primary school children could sing Roadman, the lyrics for Roadman, word for word, passionately. Why? Because the best calypso of the season are, in fact, the soca songs. So if you had a real Dimash Gra, the real Dimash Gra would have Mikel Talja, Last Train, Bungie Roadman, Marshall Encore, Young Brother Inch by Inch, and Terry Lyons, and Chucky, and those things. And the best other types of calypso, which are the smut, the storytelling type, the funny types, and all those kinds of things, are not in the tents, but they are in village competitions and in the business. In the business, you go to the business competitions and that kind of thing that happened before Carnival. You hear the funniest songs, the most politically astute message songs, the smuttiest songs, all those kinds of things. But those things are not in the tents, and they're not on stage at Skinner Park. And so there are all these different estates of calypso. Calypso is not just political message calypso, right? Calypso is the soca, the power soca, the groovy soca, the smut, the funny thing, the storytelling, all of those things. And if those things were being chosen for the Dimash Gra, the whole of Trinidad would still be tuned in to the Dimash Gra. The Dimash Gra would be vital. And so what I'm saying is that all of these other aspects of the festival, which are ritual aspects, right, which people are feeling, everybody think like Calypso dying, or something wrong with the choreography or the design of the Dimash Gra. It had nothing to do with that. The Dimash Gra is a ritual created by the African village that conjugates, that is a concern with the conjugation of now, with virtuosity, with finding a sacred monarchy of kings and queens, that who is the best one, who builds the best shield and the best sword and vehicle for the community for the next year. And if we were choosing the best finalists for the monarchs, for kings and queens, and for soca and soca monarch and calypso monarch and those things, they would mean something. And those things. And so that's what, and so we have killed those competitions because the judges have killed those things.
Well, Victor, let me tell you, it was, a really amazing conversation this morning. We have had many. I think this morning here, it was a learning curve for so many looking on, and let's keep this kind of vibration going throughout the year. We'll have to run now to the 7 a.m. news update, but I want to thank you for checking in.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I wanted to start talking about the carnival properly in terms of how it is made, what its currents and real culture is, its richness and expanse as a global festival and those things, and the things responsible for its success. And I have to say in closing that we have to create the enabling environment, legislation, policy, institutions, and fiscal enablers for the creative sector. And that is the thing that would give the roots classes, the marginalized black and brown peoples who have now been frozen out, who built the global carnival, the opportunity to re-enter and to be able to enter as producers again at the levels of pet promoters, band leaders, and all of those other kinds of things. You know, grant funding, all those other kinds of things. Create those things, and all of a sudden you have real competition with the elites and that kind of stuff. And we'll see the power of the next level of the festival.
Thank you so much, Victor. Truly appreciate. We'll touch base soon. Let's head across to the 7 a.m. news update.
Stomach discomfort again? Bloating, cramps, irregular bathroom habits? Meet Vivera, your daily support for a balanced gut. Vivera works fast to help reduce the abdominal pain, ease bloating, and support healthy digestion. It helps restore balance to your gut so you can get back to feeling light, comfortable, and in control. Choose for real digestive relief, safe, effective, and trusted for both children and adults. Now available at pharmacies nationwide. Vivera, feel the difference.
Okay, let me see you Cherry Hill. Yeah, now take it back. Let me see you rock off, shake off. Let me see you rock off. Let me see you kick right. Now step forward, now step back.
Lucozade, bring the energy. Unbeatable taste, new look.
Shake off. Let me see you rock off.
Welcome to Holiday Inn Express and Suites.
Do enjoy, Stacey. You want some coffee?
Can I have a
Perfect then.
That's exactly what we need.
Hey, the pool is this way.
Whatever you're here for, we're here for you. Stay smart at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites.
Never ever worry, don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry, if you're nice can't be damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry, what I'm saying is true. So just consider, Tatil will always be here for you.
Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Low energy? Heart concerns? Migraines slowing you down? It's time to take control of your health. Join Wellness Unlocked, the series that brings expert advice and real solutions for a healthier you. In our latest episode, learn how Jameson CoQ10 can help support heart health, boost energy, and even reduce migraines. Get the science, the stories, and the steps to power up your health with CoQ10. Don't miss Wellness Unlocked. Watch now on CNC3 and start your wellness journey today.
Good morning, I'm Bhavita Gopalchan with headline news on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network. Many tourists were among the thousands on the road yesterday, showcasing their vibrant costumes and infectious energy. Many of them say they've fallen in love with our culture and also got caught up in the intense battle for Road March.
I think voice.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. I don't know. It's just like the vibe of
gives
Trinidad. It's just like
more
gives you
hype.
energy. Yeah.
It was Marshall Encore.
Was that your favorite?
I would have preferred Capital, but Encore was. I knew it was going to be the one. It's going to be the one.
That's what song I like. Can't behave. My voice as well.
Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissassa has extended greetings to Christians and Muslims as Lent and Ramadan begin. Ramadan is set to begin on Thursday, and in a national message, the Prime Minister said the Lenten season is a period of prayer, fasting and repentance, leading to Easter, while Ramadan centers on fasting, prayer and charity. She quoted from the Holy Bible and the Holy Quran, saying both observances link fasting with discipline and care for the vulnerable. Persad-Bissassa said citizens are gathering in churches and mosques across the country and noted that protective forces and national security agencies have implemented measures to allow safe participation. Meanwhile, opposition leader Penelope Beckles said Lent must not only be personal, but also communal. She says society is invited to renew its commitment to justice, solidarity and the common good. Well, those are your 7 a.m. news headlines. We'll have another news update at 8 a.m. on the TBC Radio Network.
Welcome back. 2 minutes after 7 o'clock on this Ash Wednesday morning, and with me on the Zoom line, Monsignor Martin Sergio, to treat with the importance and significance of this day, Ash Wednesday, and what lies ahead. Monsignor, good morning to you. Welcome. Thank you for the time.
Thank you very much, and good morning, JW.
Walk us through the significance of Ash Wednesday. I know many will be heading to Mass today to gather ashes, but what's the backstory? And more so, today heralds the start of, I would imagine, we get ready, obviously, from now into Easter, right? So I guess I'll let you break it down for us in a way we can all understand.
Well, Lent is a season of penitence that leads to Easter, and it reminds us that our world is broken and we are broken, and therefore we go through these 40 days so as to restore creation, as it were, by God's grace, to make us better, to make the world better, to make our collective lives more responsible, more sacred. So we have certain practices that are associated with that customarily, like prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. But of course, these must not remain on the external level. They must also have internal implications as well. And let me also add at the same time that Lent ought not to be seen only from the perspective of penitence, but even more importantly, what it points to, and which is the Paschal Mystery, and that climaxes on Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Holy Saturday, and Easter Sunday. So it is, as St. Paul says, God in Christ loves me and has given himself for me. And so when you love people and you feel you have hurt them, you try to make amends. So the center of Lent is also love, restoring the covenant, restoring creation, restoring God's relationship with us and creation. And so our Lenten practices are directed towards that, to restoring love, to restoring covenant, to creating a better world and a better country.
Yes, indeed, understood. And I would imagine part of the Lent, the process, I would imagine, and part of what people do based on tradition growing up, I always remember fasting will be something that I will see family, they will, I guess some will not deal with meat, some put aside the sweets. I mean, so many different things people do. I guess it's really a personal decision how one decides to fast and what they do during this Lenten period.
Well, yes, fasting is an ancient practice, and Jesus does not say if you fast, he says when you fast. But the external act of fasting must also be accompanied by an internal disposition. So one of the saints of the church said that the soul of fasting is mercy. So fasting is not just bearing hunger by giving up food, but how is that action helping me to be more merciful and directed towards my neighbor?
Understood. Understood. So as we get into the Lent, obviously it will take its natural course into, and it will transition immediately into Easter. Would you say this is, on the Catholic calendar, one of the most important, because a lot of focus, of course, is on, I would imagine, Christmas and the birth of Christ, but this particular moment speaks of the ultimate sacrifice and what was done really in terms of that act to bring that level of reconciliation really for all humanity based on the church's teaching.
Yeah, so we can say Christmas is the beginning of the climax, and Easter is the pinnacle of the climax, because Ash Wednesday grew out of the practice of baptizing adults, and that practice, of course, had to do with being a changed person, a changed way of life, looking at oneself and the world differently. One little detail I would like to add is that our Ash Wednesday Masses, not everybody there is Catholic, but everybody is invited to come to receive ashes if they would like to do so, and if they want to be marked by a spirit of penance or penitence according to their own religious tradition. And this year, as it has been pointed out, that Lent, the beginning of Ramadan and Lent coincide. And I think that's very important because it means that if we have to take better responsibility for our country, we can't do so only as Christians. As Christians in a special way, we must not avoid that responsibility, but the challenge is so great that we need to do it in tandem with other religious leaders, other religions as well. I particularly like a little part of Islam that speaks of the 99 names of God. And maybe as Christians, we can sit down and write for Lent, maybe 2 or 3 names for the 40 days, each day, 3 beautiful names of Jesus, and we will end up with 120. But the first one is Ar-Rahman, which means beneficent or the merciful. And Lent is about mercy. Granted, we understand God in different ways, but still that impetus towards mercy, towards justice, towards taking care of the poor, towards caring of the planet. I think we need to journey with these concerns together spiritually and to act where we can to help in what we Christians will call the restoration of creation.
Indeed. What's your, as we look to wrap things up this morning, word of prayer, as it were, or just a beautiful word as we get into this most important time of the year, and really just that blessing for those stepping in or who might be going through their own challenges, and they can use this particular moment and period to start their own journey and to, as you would say, with mercy, have that towards themselves and start that process. So probably we could speak to that person looking on this morning who might be struggling.
Yes, one of the things that has suffered in our society is a sense of corporate identity, even that village identity that has diminished considerably. So I would say let this Lent lead you to an interiority where you not only encounter God, but where God also points you to your neighbor. And there are many, many stresses, mental trauma, poverty, inability to cover healthcare, and so on. There are many, many problems people are facing this year. Hopefully, those who are forecasting are saying it will get better in about 2 or 3 years' time. But in the interim, may that interiority of prayer, fasting, and abstinence, may that mercy lead us to help take care of the neighbor who cannot take care of himself or herself in whatever way we can.
Monsignor Sergio, thank you so much this morning for your words, for giving us that deeper understanding, and for just giving us that reminder that the mercy of God and what's required is not just for this particular moment, but it's beyond, and it's really one that could bring so much value and enhance your life as we go forward. Monsignor Sergio touching base with us on the significance of Ash Wednesday and by extension, the Lenten season. All the best.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We get ready. Much more around the corner on this Ash Wednesday. See you soon.
The road starts early. You can't wait for nobody. Long road ahead, but you're ready for it. Pick up your Astamin. Energy to move. Juve is not play. Once you start, you can't stop. Road ready, body lining, spirit high. Astamin helps support your energy when you're on the road from early. Jump up, stay up. This carnival with Astamin. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Step into ABC Doors and Windows, where quality meets variety. Discover premium wooden, steel panel, fiberglass, and steel security doors alongside aluminum, UPVC, and steel windows designed for strength and durability. At ABC, we're always a better choice, delivering products built to last and service you can rely on. Visit our showroom at 1 Chanka Trace, El Socorro South, or call 638-7184 to make your dream home a reality.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Celebrities are coming to play. It's Ice-T, the Diesel, Charles Barkley, Chris Paul, everybody, Golden State point guard, Grey's Anatomy team, we got them right now, so let's get it on. Name something you do if your neighbor spend every day doing nude yoga in his backyard.
Invite friends over to watch.
Attention all listeners, are you ready for the ultimate news experience? Introducing the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian, the nation's first and most subscribed newspaper. We deliver where others can't. With the widest delivery network in TNT, you can have the Guardian delivered right to your doorstep or office every single day. Take advantage of our special annual subscription offer so you can stay on top of the leading stories even when you're on the go. Sign up today. Time is running out. Inquire about our 3-month and 6-month packages as well.
Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
Welcome back. Let's remind you of ways and means to connect with us here on The Morning Brew. You could obviously send an email to this very important address. It's tmb@cnc3.co.tt. Short, concise, and we're going to put things in a gear so you can join us and be part. Well, I'm going on to your voice. What voice going? We're going on here. So you can join us very soon and make sure you're part of the mix here with us on The Morning Brew. Put yourself in a gear today. Let's head across now to our social media handles, Instagram, Facebook, and X. Very important that you follow and stay on top of what's happening. Lots of carnival pictures. I saw John Mark yesterday and Jesse on the move. I said, fellas, big carnival Tuesday outside, and the men were like, yeah. You know, so good morning to John Mark, to Jesse, to everyone, to Doris Polo, everyone that came out during the season to ensure that we stay on top of all what's happening and we continue with our news here on CNC3. Kudos to the team. Hardworking team, you know, really hardworking team. Let's head now to the mobile app. Your #1 source for verified breaking news and all your favorite content there on demand. Get it today on your smartphone and put yourself in a game. As always, the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian, I implore you to get your copy today. We got the Carnival pullout. Pictures galore. It's called the, let me give you the exact name of what they call in the chair. Oh, yes. Showtime. Showtime, yes. Right here. Everything here. 32 pages of just Carnival footage, pictures, all the winners, all the activity from the kiddies to the traditional to the pretty mass. Well done, Guardian. Well done. Let's head across to our food for thought. Words to inspire on this Ash Wednesday morning. Even if a unity of faith is not possible, a unity of love is. Okay. Even if a unity of faith is not possible, a unity of love is. And love is lovely. Good morning indeed to everyone stepping in. And this is a labor of love. I really enjoy what I do. We all enjoy coming out. It's tough at times, but it's a chance for us to connect. And, just wanted to send that love your way. And, let's just keep building on this beautiful product and this beautiful conversation we have every single morning, Monday through Friday from 6 to 8. We take a pause and we come back much more around the corner.
There's a hole in the bucket.
Well, fix it, dear Johnny, just fix it. And while you're doing that, remember the roof is leaking, the house needs painting, all those kitchen tiles need changing. So tell me, Johnny, what about the plumbing? The driveway needs paving. Plus, you promised to add a new room to the house. I find it's about time. Johnny, fix it.
There has never been a better time for a TBLA home improvement loan. Call us today at 623-1501 or visit us at tblamortgages.com.
When Carnival starts and quality start to matter, everybody know where they head. Food basket marketplace, fresh meat, right produce, everything looking right. The whole store full of Carnival colors bright. Wholesaler retail, we serving you clean with quality products and the best prices you see. Every from Arima straight down to Go View, Champs and Jaguanas, we waiting for you. Where quality meets the right price for Carnival too. Come once, come twice, see why people coming back. Family friendly service, shopping made easy with prices that make sense this Carnival. Food basket marketplace, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right. This Carnival time.
I'm being sued for negligence.
Maggie needs her father.
Can't fix what's already done, Frank. It's been too long.
You and Sully, have you had a chance to talk things out yet?
Didn't think he cared.
He was heartbroken when you left.
Life's not exactly perfect at the moment.
If you spend your time trying to control everything, you won't get a chance to see where life wants to take you.
You know I'm here for you, right?
Alejandro, you're still alive.
Mr. Alejandro! Mrs. Lucia! Mrs. Lucia, come quick, Mr.
Alejandro! My goodness! You're so... Sophia!
Don't miss the gripping drama Cabo. Sundays at 8 p.m. only on CNC3.
Sportsmanship is when an athlete walks off the court and you can't tell if he won or lost because he carries himself with pride either way. This quote is an embodiment of sport, and for me, sport is an embodiment of life. We are where you are.
filmmakers, producers, content creators, influencers, and recording artists. If you're looking to rent a versatile studio space with green screen, video wall, cyclorama, and more, look no further. GM Labs is here to make your dreams a reality. Located in the heart of Port of Spain on St. Vincent Street, GM Labs is your one-stop shop for all your creative needs with over 2,800 square feet to work with. Take your creative concept to the final product at GM Labs. Give us a call or WhatsApp or message us on our Instagram and Facebook pages at GM Labs TT.
This and every Wednesday, Tobago Talks, and when Tobago Talk, we listen. With me on the Zoom line from the Sister Isle, Nkosi Phillips, political leader of the Unity of the People, as we get into the Tobago Carnival recap. Nkosi, good morning to you. Welcome as always.
Good morning to you, and good morning to Trinidad and Tobago. First of all, I apologize. I woke up with a little swollen eye, so I'm using a shade, so I apologize to the listening public. But once you can hear me and hear good information and good talks, I think that should be enough.
Fully understand. Glad you're here with us as always. How was the carnival in Tobago? That's my first question.
Let me start with the honesty. $7.8 million, I think Tobago is being used as an island to wash money. Because based on what I saw for the carnival in Tobago, you could drop a pin in the middle of Scarborough. You can find an ants in the middle of the so-called carnival that they claim to have in Tobago. What would have been so successful was the mud and Juvie at a certain point in time. And the last night they had Mud Mass on Color Hall. Those are the two things. I looked at also the kiddies carnival for the children. I think there was a level of little success out of a 1 to 10 scale. Let's say about a 4 or 5 success in the kiddies carnival for the children. And when you look at the productions of what would have been brought out for the carnival in Tobago, you have to wonder what was $7.8 million spent on. Based on the clips and based on what I've seen on one of our media host personnel and showing Scarborough empty, you have to ask a question. Does Tobago need a forensic audit and a financial audit into the money spent towards the National Carnival in February in Tobago?
So you're telling me Scarborough was empty yesterday?
Yes, there were clips. I sent clips to your station. One of the TV6 media journalists showed Scarborough very empty, and looking at the time of the way mass supposed to be. When you look at the production, you're seeing 6 persons, you're seeing 4 persons. You have to ask yourself, where is these 16 bands? Where is these 32 bands that they say they have? And it was empty at a point in time when mass is supposed to be there. And I'm not going to stand up here and tell a story, oh my God, Tobago Carnival was good, or the February Carnival. It was horrible. It was horrible. When you ask about yourself about $7.8 million, there is a lot of work that needs to be done. And persons who are handling the National Carnival or the Carnival in Tobago around this time, they need to go back to the drawing board and realize that, you know, the monies that you're putting out for this National Carnival, and people are looking on media, people are in Scarborough and seeing 6 people coming out from a band, 5 people coming out from a band. Something has to be done. It's madness. Total madness.
So it begs the question now, do you think Tobago should just focus on the October product and just forfeit the National Carnival experience, whether it's February, whether it's March, whenever it runs in? You know, obviously we have our carnival calendar. Should it just be a Trinidad-based carnival, and then we put all the emphasis on Tobago for October to be the end? So Trinidad is the start and Tobago is the end of the carnival cycle?
At this point in time, with the level of non-management of carnival and the activities on the island, I would say yes. I'm not going to sit here. Let us focus on the October product and cancel this February product. And even though you're using the February product, use the kiddies carnival. Yes, give the children an opportunity of their time. But still, we're not seeing the turnout with the children. You look at it differently and market it differently. February, persons want to get away from the carnival, we use the camp. A lot of churches want to come to Tobago to camp. A lot of children coming across here, a lot of tourists coming for the beaches. Capitalize on the February on a different way and focus more on the October carnival, which will be more strong and put the effort and the money. When you say you're spending $7.8 million, $20 million for October carnival, well, I will say yes. But when you say you're spending $7.8 million and you have a bomb scare in Scarborough, like if you can find a whole ants in the middle of Scarborough, something is wrong. And I'm standing now and saying, cut it. Right? The Juve, I see that the Juve and the Montmartre was a success. Yes. Focus on the Juve and Montmartre and still give the people something. But when you say carnival, and you put in $7.8 million, it does not make sense.
So
it seriously does not make sense.
So I know there are certain, like, there will be like the village activation. Charlottesville might have something. They will have stuff of Roxborough. Did they have any kind of celebration in the, I mean, outside of Scarborough? What happened outside of Scarborough, basically, Nokosi?
Well, they didn't have anything in Scarborough. They canceled every activity in Scarborough to Juve and stuff. They had Juve in Roxborough, and they had Juve in Crown Point. And based on the videos I've seen, as people were outside, people were about, and it was a success. Last night they had Cutler Hall, Mud Mass Band, which was a tremendous success again. And as I'm saying, persons are coming out to the Mud Mass, the Juve and stuff. But when you talk about the carnival element, the element of where you're supposed to look traditional mass, you're supposed to see mass, you're supposed to see a big band, you're supposed to see. It looked horrible. I think I sent clips to the media house to show you 6 people coming out in a band doing something, 2 people coming out in a band, 5 sailor person coming out, and I have to ask myself, is that a band? What constitutes a band, a carnival band? What constitutes a carnival band? I know some of the bands are trying, but if you want to be trying too much, you have 16 bands registered for Carnival in February. Why can't the bands work together and build a proper product instead of 16 bands with 2 people in a band, 6 people in a band, join together and put a proper product for February? But then again, I'm not going to be giving out my ideas anymore because people in Tobago voted for a party to run the island, and they're supposed to have common sense to make sure they, but as I said, Tobago is just a place where you can wash and pass through money, and that is exactly what is happening on this island with this February carnival. Focus on the product of October and cancel this February product, or look at the community activities like Juve in Cutler Hall, Roxborough, and bring back activities in Scarborough. Tourist trip is in Scarborough, but you don't have nothing in Scarborough. Wow. Tell me if that makes sense.
Well, Nokosi, I mean, listen, you always bring it to us real. And I want to thank you this morning. You said not even an answer. Wow, that is incredible. Nokosi, keep us in the loop, and we will touch base soon. All the best.
But I will tell you though, Trinidad Carnival was the boss.
Thank you so much, Nokosi.
Thank you very much for having me.
Nokosi Phillips there, the political leader. Unity of the people. Well, I mean, I wasn't there. I have to take it, in terms of that piece of information, and Nokosi would have said footage was also sent to verify. Well, we get into that conversation with ALTA, the Adult Literacy Program. Volunteers are, well, I would say needed. You're seeing that request being made, and let's get into that very important conversation with ALTA and their call for volunteers. See you soon.
This country real backward. You can't even report crimes online. Actually, since 2020, you could report your crimes online. And it's fast, easy, and secure. Let me show you how to do it in just a few simple steps. First, visit our official website at www.ecc.gov.gh ttps.gov.tt. Then, click on Report a Crime, located at the top right corner of the homepage. After which, choose the option that suits your concern. Report a crime or report a suspicious or abandoned vehicle. Next, read the disclaimer, then fill out the form giving all the required information about the incident. Finally, once all required information is entered accurately, click Submit to send your report directly to the TTPS. Once your report is submitted, our Operations Command Center will review it and send it to the relevant division, branch, or section for classification and follow-up action. And yes, police officers will respond or communicate with you for more information in order to properly assess and take the necessary action. So the next time you need to report a crime or a suspicious vehicle, you don't even have to leave your home. Report it online and help us make our communities safer.
Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
Get the story first. Want to know what's happening in news, sports, or crime? Get the CNC3 app. As the story breaks, CNC3 is there giving you the story first on your mobile device. Be connected to the most trusted and reliable news source, CNC3. Access your world with just a tap. The CNC3 app. Download it today.
Alejandro, you're still alive. Mr. Alejandro! Mrs. Lucia! Mrs. Lucia, come quick, Mr.
Alejandro! My goodness! You're so... Sophia!
Don't miss the gripping drama Cabo. Sundays at 8 p.m. only on CNC3.
This is more than just music. This is where you find the best of TNT. This is more than just a vibe. This is where Bollywood gets a twist. This is more than just energy. This is Bhangra and indie pop too. This is the mix. This is the life. Lock on or log on now. Sangeet 106.1 FM. This is authentic East Indian radio. This is us.
Back in the day, myself and Blaze, we would have received a call from Alta, and we went down. We went to the office there in Belmont, and we always, at least, and Blaze could also testify to the significance of that video and that support. And there are a couple of we're talking big hardback men, would have walked up to me after and said, Jason, you gave me the confidence to step forward and to go into the Alta class and to address an issue I was running away from for so many years. So I recognize the promotion we did was so important, and the work that Alta do is of even more importance, because adult literacy is something we cannot take for granted. And I want to say kudos to Paula, the founder, and of course with us, the CEO, now CEO Arlene, to really speak to the importance of what you're doing, and more so that call for volunteers to come in and give up their time to assist. Ladies, what you all are doing is tremendous work, and you'll always have my support. You know that, always. And
That is good to know. And the video that you and Blaze did that first year when you all had Palance, I mean, that brought in students like we had never seen before.
Yeah.
We had to bring up tutors and say, please come back. We have too many students.
Oh my goodness.
You know, so it was really
and you could call on us at any point in time. We'll always be available for you.
Wonderful.
As always.
Wonderful to know we have support.
Before we get into the volunteers, recently I've seen people using Alta almost like a punchline. You know, if anyone, especially people who hold office and anyone on a particular level, there's a fumble, there's some kind of issue, they're saying, you know, call up Alta. How you all feel about that? People, they're calling on Alta, but I find they're calling on it in a way that seems to be almost a bit derogatory in a sense.
Yeah, so think about it. If you have a person that is overweight and you look at him and you say, hey boy, you need to go on a diet, and everybody starts to laugh. Is that useful health advice?
No.
Or is that ridicule?
That's Mama Guy.
That's Mama Guy, exactly. So this is what is happening with Alta. And we want people to understand the harm that causes. Because just like you said, when you went out there and you did that video, they saw you, they saw Blaze. It made it okay because y'all were saying, this is okay to come, right? But now you have people using Alta as a point of bringing shame on people, which we know poor reading and writing already in this society has a big stigma. People don't want to come out to classes because they feel people will laugh at them. And until we break that, we're not going to get persons coming out. And so we've got to really make sure that Alta never becomes a point of ridicule for anybody. And we want to have it where if you need to have a conversation with somebody, you do it privately. And that's where you say things like, hey boy, I know you're having I see you're having a little difficulties, you know. Half the people in the world have that difficulty like you because I have a lot of research now on brains, on how you learn to read. And what that research shows is that half of the people in the world, no matter what country they're in, are going to find reading difficult because reading is not something we do naturally. It was only invented a few thousand years ago, right? So I think it's about 5,000 years ago. It's invented, and it's an invented thing. So we have to learn it. And some people good at it, some people not good at it. And you just need the extra help if you're not wired for it.
And even more so, and I'll bring Arlene in, reading out aloud. I know that too can cause a challenge, and obviously people being a bit nervous, fearful. Again, fear of ridicule, fear of being laughed at, fear of somebody thinking that you know, sometimes you're not feeling that you're as good as, you're comparing yourself. There's so much that happens with this interaction.
And people definitely don't want to walk away from an experience being called stupid. You know, and for whatever reason, I was just interviewing a student recently doing our Alta online, and, you know, she said, I don't want people laughing at me. You know, that's a huge motivator for her to do Alta classes in the privacy of her home in one of the products that we have, which is Alta Online. You know, it is a huge issue. We've gone out to schools, and there's a hesitation with the students that we've been able to afford to use Alta Online, and it's because they don't want to be associated with it out in the context of the word being used to ridicule people, you know, and it's a shame because reading and writing is a skill that is essential for you to thrive in the modern society.
Indeed. What's requirements? What requirements you look for in your volunteers? What's a prerequisite? Because I know obviously there are people who are willing, but I know there must be a particular criteria.
So we look for the basic criteria in terms of a CXC English pass at 2 or 1, right? Anything equivalent to that, right? And then the other big requirement, time.
Time.
Right? Time. You need 2 hours twice a week actually in class. And like any teaching, you need to read up your teaching notes. Now we make it very easy for you because the lesson you have to do today, you have to read 2-3 pages of notes. it gives you the guide as to how to teach. But obviously you need to be trained to know how to deliver that guide. It's not like you could just pick up our tutor book and be an alto tutor. So we have a 6-day training course, and that's 6 full days. You know, we have a Saturday course in Belmont. We may have in Arima, San Fernando, depending on interest during the week. So you need to put aside those 6 days as well, 6 consecutive days, and it's a full day. You will leave there feeling tired, but with a lot of excitement for what is to come. New tutors always say that they never knew this was involved in reading, you know, because it is something that we take for granted because we learned it when we can't remember how we learned it most of the time. So it's just always been with us. And then we come to try and teach someone to really, we realize it's much more complicated than we thought. So we're looking for time commitment, and that is a commitment. It's not like you could say, right, I'm going on vacation for 2 months, right, during the term. Keep that for when, because we work with an academic year, keep that for July, August,
Yes,
right? You know,
yes.
just treat it like normal kind of school breaks, and you're good.
Understood. Let me bring Arlene in. Would you say the online component made it even more people, I guess, yes, there's that face interaction and that real-time interaction, but I would imagine online probably would have brought even more people to the table, I would imagine.
Yes, it is continuing to bring more people to the table. So we have our community classes, the face-to-face, and we also, as a result of COVID, had to evolve into virtual classes. And we are finding that more people, because with a virtual class, it doesn't matter where you live, right? So you could be in Moruga where we have no teachers at all and still have access to a virtual class. So definitely, as a matter of fact, in our last academic year, our virtual class was oversubscribed.
Amazing.
Yes, yes. So this year we're actually wanting to get more tutors involved in our virtual classes because we know that we have to expand in that area.
I could imagine the testimonials that you all hear. I could imagine the amount of people that probably come up years after and say, Paula, thank you so much. I'm sure it warms the heart, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I know, I think of one student recently who was reading at our Readings Under the Trees. He's come for 2 years straight, Winston. And he recounts this story of when he was younger and he was struggling with his reading, and people knew it. They would put up things on the board and say, hey, read that, and then laugh when he couldn't read it, right? And he said, okay, recently, he's come to Alta. I think he's in V, but in virtual. And he was recounting that he went on a course with the same people who used to laugh at him. And at the end of it, they kind of say, oh, read out something, and he read it. And they all went, but wait, boy, what is that? How you learn to read like that? And he told them, well, I went to Alta. And he was so proud to recount that, you know, and that people were quite shocked because they thought the same mama guy they had before was going to have this effect on him. And he just stood there proud of himself, and he said, and you see him say it, and he said, I just told them I went to Alta.
Amazing, you know, and the stories are countless. And again, I'll never forget. We'll put the flyer up. While the flyer's up and we show what's going on, there's a little man walk up to me in town. And the man said, Jay, thank you so much. I was able to go to Alta, and he's made such significant improvement. Tell me what we're seeing on screen here. Walk us through the details.
So we are still looking for volunteers that will start in our classes in September of 2026. Our volunteer tutors, we want them to, as Paula said, to be available for 2 hours, 2 days a week, and they must have a pass in English to be able to volunteer with us. We need to have those calls now. So I'm hoping, like I did many years ago on a morning program, I heard about Alta. So I'm hoping that there are people out there. Today is Cool Down Wednesday, or whatever we call this day, right? You're home, you know, and you're seeing us here. Just pick up the phone and call us, you know, immediately. Go to our website, fill in the form, and have us, you know, get in touch with you so that, you know, we could start the process of getting you into our classes.
Paula and Arlene, thank you so much for being here. You'll always have a safe space here with us, and any assistance you need, just feel free to call.
Thank you.
We are always delighted.
Yes, for sure.
That's right. We take that pause and we come back much more as we look to wrap things up at 8. See you soon.
Struggling with blood sugar swings, high blood pressure, or stiff joints? Take control with Aja Nutrition's powerful wellness trio. Berberine Plus supports healthy blood sugar. Blood pressure support helps keep your pressure in check. And Joint Aid keeps your joints moving so you can stay active every day. Don't wait. Choose Aja Nutrition for trusted, effective solutions. Available at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Feel better, move better, live better with Aja Nutrition.
Don't miss the gripping drama Cabo. Sundays at 8 p.m. only on CNC3.
The fact that they ask the questions, those challenging questions that no other media house would ask. So, shed light on those things that are in the dark, those stories that no one else wants to cover.
I grew up reading The Guardian, actually. It's a household name.
About The Guardian, one thing that I like, the human interest stories have increased.
See the investigative pieces on the human trafficking. I find that very interesting.
You go more in depth
on sports, especially local sports, and that's one of my highlights for The Guardian.
Yeah, I've been in Guardian since The Guardian started coming out, started working. I was a newspaper man.
Could the stories that are being covered are well detailed and you get more facts.
Also, I think the editorials, I think they're doing a good job and they're speaking the truth, and they're challenging the government to make things better.
Me in particular, of recently, in the last 2-3 months, I've been reading The Guardian. I'm seeing a lot of news about the neighborhoods and the communities, and I even saw my community featured, and I was proud.
The Guardian.
The Guardian?
Guardian.
Trinidad Guardian.
The Guardian.
The Guardian.
Trinidad Guardian.
The Guardian is my first choice.
Get the story first. Want to know what's happening in news, sports, or crime? Get the CNC3 app. As the story breaks, CNC3 is there giving you the story first on your mobile device. Be connected to the most trusted and reliable news source, CNC3. Access your world with just a tap. The CNC3 app. Download it today. Make sure you have yourself a great investment week by viewing The Bourse Report every Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. during CNC3's The Morning Brew. You'll get sound financial advice, whether you're a new or experienced investor, when you view The Bourse Report. CNC3, covering your world.
My own personal motto is to show citizens of this country that our stories can be told in a professional and international standard. I want to show them that the journalism they consume on cable TV can also exist here. Each day, that's my focus, that's my drive, to show the stories of our communities, of our people, matter just as much as anywhere else in the world. That's why we are where you are.
Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
Last year, when the young people came forward for this amazing showcase, I was so moved by the conversation. I was contacted to host the actual event last year, and it was a tremendous success. This year marks the 20th installment, the 20th anniversary of the Portraits of Excellence Scholarship Pageant. And with me, two truly amazing young people in their regards. We want to wish them the best. I know that as they move on into whatever vocation, they will light up the world With me, we welcome Maya Garraway, Female Portrait of Excellence, TNT delegate. She's part of the showcase happening on the 22nd of March. So great to see you, Maya.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Good morning, and you're in great company because Nicholas is also on the set, Nicholas Hanneman, Male Portrait of Excellence delegate, stepping into the showcase on the 22nd. Nicholas, great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Let me tell you, I was so impressed, guys, last year. I think you all are part of something tremendous. What I saw there was young people with poise. They were able to be articulate. They had a particular talent they were able to portray. I was like, what going on here? It was so tremendous. So let's start on the talent side of things. What you going to do on the 22nd? What's your talent piece?
So, good day again, everyone. My name is Maya Garraway, and I am the female delegate, as you mentioned, for Trinidad and Tobago. And for Gala Night, my talent is going to focus on dance. So it's going to bring that cultural and that rhythmic vibes from Trinidad into Portraits of Excellence.
Excellent. Nicholas, for you on Gala Night, what's going to be your particular talent?
So on Gala Night, coming off of the fresh season of Carnival, I decided to perform a soca chutney. Yes, nice. So that is what I'm looking to show the world.
Fantastic. Now, you know, costuming, it's very important. I would imagine you already have your ideas as to how you're going to present yourself, what you're wearing, the different segments. That's already covered?
Yes, that's covered already.
Fantastic. And for you also?
Yes, we are.
How many more delegates will be there? Because I remember last year it was a couple, and we had folks, I remember distinctly from, there was a girl from Dominica, had people there from St. Vincent. It was a real Caribbean kind of melting pot. Is that going to be the same this year?
Yes, that's actually correct. This year we have 10 delegates. We have delegates from Antigua, Dominica, Guyana, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia, and of course Trinidad and Tobago.
Fantastic. Walk me through the importance, Nicholas, of networking and having that kind of Caribbean connection. Yes, it's competition, but I know it's still lots of pleasantries and networking, because some of these folks will be lifelong friends, I would imagine.
Yes, they are. To put it frankly, of course, it's a competition, so secrets have to be kept, of course. But of course, there is a level of camaraderie because we have to attend workshops, we have to communicate with each other. We also have to, you know, get to know each other better because we are still students after all. We will be in the same classes. So that is the level we are.
In terms of the competitors, those who would have been part of the scholarship program in the years gone by, do they come back? Do they give advice? Do you lean on them in terms of asking them about their particular experience?
Well, it's really good that you mentioned that because this year, as you mentioned, it's 20 years of Portraits of Excellence. So this year we will have all the past delegates from all Portraits of Excellence coming in to actually view the show this year. And we have mentorship programs involved where you can liaise with past delegates and they give you tips and tricks and little pointers on how to maneuver through this experience and maximize that experience to develop yourself holistically.
That is tremendous. Nicholas, how important is the training? Because I would imagine, yes, you know, you'll go up there confident, show off yourself, but as everything else, competition could bring the little butterflies. How important is that practice and just all the different training before the 22nd?
Well, it is quite rigorous. I mean, there are countless sleepless nights I've had already before the 22nd. I've had to also be with my co-delegate on many nights where we have to just practice over and over certain sections for especially our upcoming overall research oral. So we will also have to be presenting an oral for our overall research project. And right now that is taking a toll on us and it really helps.
Yeah, in terms of the practice.
Yeah.
No, very important. And you know, practice, as they say, makes perfect, or at least close to. So I look forward, and you all are representing TNT on the night. So a lot of, I won't say pressure, but you know, the expectation of excellence will be there because Trinidad and Tobago wants to do well on the night. And again, when we look at the screen here, we are seeing all the delegates. It's happening again at the USC Auditorium. Oh my goodness.
On Sunday, March the 22nd.
That's right, that's right, that's right. Listen, I was so impressed. Last year, I went there. First, to begin with, I never realized the campus was so big.
Yeah.
The auditorium is world class. I heard they would have done some improvements on the space.
They have.
Yeah, that's a big stage to work, guys. But you seem ready.
Yeah.
Anybody want to send some love to this morning? People who have been in your corner supporting you on this journey. I'll let you do that before we wrap things up.
Firstly, I would like to thank you for having us on this segment. I would also like to say special thanks to our sponsors, our mentors, Miss Anastasia Campbell, Natasha Williams, and Miss Wendy Anthony. Thank you so much. We would also like to thank all of our supporters who are supporting us behind the screen. We appreciate you, and we really couldn't do this without you. Thank you.
And of course, Nicholas, the same for you to send your love to those who are in your corner.
So I'd just like to send my thanks to my mother, my father, my peers, my mentor, Mr. Leroy Pierre, my professor who has been helping me on my research, Professor Joseph, and all the support I've just gotten from the countrymen, all the support from the students. It really has been helping me through this whole journey.
Nicholas and Maya, we wish you the best. We're proud of you guys. Thanks so much for stepping up and for being part of this amazing showcase, the Portraits of Excellence Scholarship Pageant, empowering the generation and youth in motion. I mean, it's all going down, and to all the delegates stepping on the stage. And I think I can safely say I'm probably 90% sure I'll want to join you all again. So I'll be seeing you all.
That'll be great.
Hopefully, competition night. Yes. Now, really, at the time, I was so impressed. I said, this is what we're talking about. And it really, for me, it gives me a sense of tremendous hope when we consider the future of the nation. It's in the hands of people like Maya and Nicholas. That we're going places. We as adults just need to ensure that we pass the baton to the youngsters in a good place so they could take it now to the next level. With that being said, we're looking to pull the curtains down. It's been a tremendous program. I mean, listen, I'm here, Ash Wednesday. I was about literally 10 o'clock last night jumping up in the last lap with Bliss. So I could tell you I am on my extreme last year. I'm extremely tired. I think I'll really go home and get a nice proper rest in today and come back tomorrow fully energized. But we came, we saw, and we can safely say we conquered. Yeah, we did it, right, guys? We did it. Everybody's out because all of us in media here, we would have been probably somewhere doing something yesterday involved in the carnival. But again, thanks for tuning in. God spare. I'm back for more tomorrow. Again, Maya, Nicholas, they're going to be part of that showcase for the Portraits of Excellence. Make sure and be there in March. Until tomorrow, TNT. God bless.
Brew is brought to you by Omega XL. Live long, stay strong.
You're watching CNC3. The views and opinions expressed